All right. So, all right. So we are starting up. You might hear my dogs bark because someone's coming home, and I think he's bringing someone home with him. So there might be a bit of barking. Um, okay. So we finished off. We were doing that set of four, and we went through kind of four foundation skills. Those skills, the uh, confidence and problem solving and all these kinds of things, they are always being readdressed. You know what I mean? You're not done with them, as I'm sure you can expect. I do these exercises and a whole bunch of variations on them with my elite dogs and with, all levels of dogs and stuff in class. And there's all kinds of versions of them, right? So you're always kind of doing a little check on how is my dog about this and about that and all this kind of thing. And so we're going to throw in a few more different things, this little set of classes that I like to cover that are sort of foundation type skills as well. But one thing I want to work on today is we're going to work on some more independence. And this independence, though, instead of coming from the fact that like we did when you were sitting and the dog had to work away from you and all that, this one, you'll be a little more active part to this, right? So we're going to use the container. So if we're going to mess with the dog, then we're going to make the hides easy, relatively speaking, right? So we want them to win. So we're going to open boxes, they can see them, they're straightforward, they can easily eat out of them. So you can't get more straightforward than open boxes. And so whenever I start messing with the dog where I'm going to be doing stuff that might be where the dog's like, what's with you? I always make sure the hides are like easy, right? So the dog can win and can overcome you easily instead of setting something hard or difficult and the dog is like trying to deal with that and it's just too much, right? So what we're working on today is there's some consequences for the dog. So the first of all, definition of independence is the dog works against you, right? I mentioned that previously. And so in this case, though, the human being today will be a bit more distracting than previous. So we'll sort of mess with them a little bit. There'll be degrees of distraction. So for example, if your dog is super sensitive to you and your whatever, whichever one we're choosing, you will do less of it because you want to find that place where the dog has something to overcome, but yet has to, but can win and can get by it. So what might be, you can go full on with this dog, this other dog, you kind of lighten up on the distraction. And I'll guide you through that a little bit as we watch the dog's reaction to the things. So let me show you a little picture I made. Hopefully it's still there. Save me the trouble of redrawing. Yay, it's still there. Okay, so this is obviously you're going to use your space how you can. This is like kind of like a larger space perhaps, but if you shrink this down, you can imagine it. So you've got a line of boxes. They're open right here. I mean, there could be a wall here. It doesn't matter. But I have you on the left because that's most likely most comfort zone for you guys instead of you guys on this side. So what we have here is this arrow is the dog and this is you. The reason I drew this part isn't, it's germane to the exercise, but it's not exact. But the thing is exactly what we're doing. But there's lanes, right? So this is your lane, this is your dog's lane. If you're in your dog's lane for any reason, you're affecting them. So if you're behind them, if you're here, or if you're in front of them, if you're in front of them, you could stop them, you could turn them, etc. If you're behind them, you could drive them. So kind of keep that in mind. What's really handy is if you have a nice straight line, or if you have a nice straight wall, that's where you can really learn how to move with your dog, because the dog is not going to deviate because they're moving nicely along this line, and you can kind of figure out your sweet spot where you are. Now, you can be in your dog's lane, just to complicate this, of course. I finished telling you you're be out of your dog's lane. If you had to go into your dog's lane, imagine there was like a big piece of furniture or something you had to swing over here to follow your dog. If your energy is neutral, you won't drive your dog, or if you're in front of your dog and your dog has to go around you a little bit and get moving, if your energy is neutral, they'll just treat you like an object. So a lot of energy always trumps position. So if you're in a bad position can be made up by good energy. So for example, if you're neutral, nice and calm and neutral, you can make up for being in the wrong place anywhere in your whole search. Doesn't have to be in a line, by your energy just being neutral and chilled out. They'll sort of treat you like an object in the environment, or they'll even find the hide off of you, which dogs do sometimes because our clothing grabs hold of odor and stuff. So then the energy part is, in a sense, more important than the position. The only reason I bring this up is, and don't have to worry about it and get everything right about this and all this, but I want to introduce this to you. I like introducing some handling stuff really early while you're still on primary. And so that's why I wanted to mention this, because we'll have a line of containers. And sometimes where you are, especially because you'll be on leash today, you're going to affect your dog a little more because of the leash today. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a line of boxes to make this super easy for the dog to just want to go check these. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a distraction that you guys will each do for a round. So the first round, we'll all do the same distraction. Now, distractions, for example, are things like, we'll do these. So one of them would be chatter or talking. So for example, you know, you'd be sitting there and saying your dog's name. As your dog starts moving, you'll be going, Bella, 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 Bella. And you don't have to yell Bella. You don't have to shout it and stuff. You just can say it rhythmical, or the less rhythmical you say it, the more distracting, to be honest. They can get used to Bella, 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 and then Bella, 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 you know, Bella, pause, no Bella, and then Bella. That's actually more distracting than doing the rhythmical. But so what you're going to do is you're going to have your hide placed, just one hide in one of these boxes. Oh, thank you. Somebody just brought me pizza. Want to see my pizza? There's my pizza. There we go. Thank you. So yeah, if you now, so what I said here, you start the distraction before you move. So you make your impromptu start line, wherever it is. I mean, you guys can go with your environment. Don't get too worried about this. But before they can reach this box, you got them on leash, you start your distraction before you move. And then you start moving with them and you let them go along the boxes. And you, meanwhile, are going alongside them and you're saying the name of the dog. As soon as the dog insists on, you know, that if they just keep looking at you and following you, like not looking at the boxes, it's completely fine. You keep going and you turn, and ideally, depending on your setup, you turn around all the way back to the beginning, right? And then you start again with the name. And what happens is, this is the consequence part. So they don't, when you get to here, you're on leash, and say right about here, say, let's say the hide is here, and you get to about here, and all of a sudden Bella goes, hey, you know what? I just passed the hide. I'm going back. Sorry, Bella. You just keep walking, right? And you just take them with you. You know, you have your leash a little shorter at that moment. And then just walk casually this way without saying a word to them. Just you can put a treat in front of their face, even if you want, to keep their attention, because they might be trying to cross over to get to your boxes. You get back to here and you start again. So honestly, the most learning happens if they don't get the hide in the first pass. They actually learn to go, you know what, lady, you can just be quiet. I got hunting to do here. And it kind of actually causes drive. It actually increases your dog's drive. Some dogs will start walking right on top of the boxes, almost like they're saying, just get off me. I'm on these boxes. I got hunting to do. And they're like going, you know, get off me. And so it actually increases drive, by this game does, right? So you can imagine, and you might have to go around a couple times, or maybe your dog will ignore you right away and just get it. What I would like you to do is have the leash permissive enough so they can sniff the boxes. You're not at the end of it so that they're able to go wherever they want and go backwards and go forwards. You just have it like, you know, a bit of a smile between you and them, but enough for them to reach the boxes, but not enough for them to suddenly decide to double back and haul back to the hide. And if they do haul back to the hide, especially if they're pretty strong-minded and they're not a nervous dog, I might tell you to just keep going. Don't let them have it. Just keep going, because I know they have a little more demand in them than that. A dog that's a bit softer, I might say let them have it, because that's lots of demanding. Okay, so this just, I'll check in with you guys. Does this make sense? What you guys are up to? Yeah. Okay, yes. So I'm going to quickly, so chatter is one, right? I just want to, there's a whole bunch, like we're not going to do them all, of course. And I can give you lots of ideas if you ever want to play this again. So chatter is one. We'll probably do food in your hand. You know, you'll have a piece of food in the hand and you'll brandish it around their nose height or just above and try to show it to them as you're walking, right? And they'll have to, but the only food they're allowed to get is not in your hand, it's in the box, right? So that's kind of one of them. Another one is you kind of rush the dog. So, and you don't even have to run. You can just lift your head up, look at a point on the wall and walk with purpose towards it. And that will pull the dog through the line of boxes, etc. Right? So there's a whole bunch of them. This game is called, Michael and Natalie McManus play this kind of game a lot. And they call it the running drill for the most part, because the running one or the rushing one is the one everyone remembers, because it's the one that everybody goes, oh no, the running drill, because they're rushing the dog and the dog's going, you know. But it's actually a distraction drill. That's really what it is. And I've included all these other ones, you know, chatter, food in the hand, rushing. There's toy, you know, there's all kinds of them. So we'll just work through and we'll just evaluate as we go what things get your dog and don't get your dog. And what's really interesting about this is they have a little bit of mileage in the game. They know how to play. They know what boxes look like. They want to hunt the treats. So this is why we can introduce this now versus, you know, if we did this earlier in the works in the first 1 or 2 classes, they'd be like, they don't quite have enough skin in the game to kind of go, hey, I'm going to demand on going to my box, right? They could be turned off easier. So we'll play this, we'll play this today and we'll see. So what I said down here on the side, start the distraction before you move, keep to one distraction at a time. So if you're saying Bella, 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 you're not rushing, right? If you're rushing, you're not saying Bella, you know what I mean? If you put 2 together, it's a little much, right? And the closer towards box 1 you move the hide, like when I tell you where to put the hide, just so you understand why I'm telling you to put it in box 2 or box 5 or whatever, the closer you put the hide to the box 1, the harder it is. And if you think about it, the reason is because they have less time to get used to your distraction, right? So, but as they get used to this game, they get knowledge of it. So as we get through the rounds, I can start making it a little closer to the start line because they already know, okay, mom's going to do something weird and I got to try to find my hide still. They kind of get the idea, right? So anyway, does that make sense?
I have a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just making sure the dog is the one closest to the boxes, right?
Yes, this arrow is the dog, this little arrow is you. Yeah,
good. Just making sure.
No, yeah, and I'd put them on the left here because you guys on the left is a lot easier for you guys to all handle, right? So yeah, so that's good. Everyone got that? So if you have any setup to do, you can go ahead. If you need to see this board again, let me know. I will put it back up.
Which box is it in this time?
I am going to have you put it in box 7, but not the last one, but the second to last one. I have eight boxes up here. If you guys have a chance to have that many out, second to last is what we're doing.
Okay. Better go place. Better. Good place.
Meanwhile, I will write a run order. Let's see. Lucky Karen, she has 2 dogs, so she gets to go first. No, who else has 2 dogs? No, it's just Karen that does. It's German Shepherd Day today for first. And your dogs are, is it Willow?
Yeah, Willow and Better.
Willow. Let's go with Chance with
Oh, stop.
You guys can figure out where to put the camera. I mean, we can see things, or if we don't see everything, it's not the end of the world. So when you're walking back, just out of curiosity, I can see your thing, Karen. If you put those boxes closer to the table, you just need a path back through the kitchen that won't have the dogs getting on the boxes. So I was thinking if you shove them, yeah, if they got all pushed over that way more, like you did, it might be helpful to you. Yeah. It's always a challenge in these, doing this in spaces, but this looks like it'll work well. And your biggest thing with the smaller space where you are trying to get by is you'll have to keep your dog's attention as you're going back to the start line. You know what I mean? So that they don't dive across you for the boxes, especially if they don't get the box the first time. They'll get really intent on trying to think that they have, you see, what they think is there's no consequences. They can just find it whenever, but you're giving them consequences by cutting them off from it until you get back to the start line, right? So they might get demanding, just saying.
Okay.
Yeah, so just so you know, let's check in and see if everyone is ready before we get going with you with your girl. Great. Oh, look at her. She's like, hey, it's great you have help, eh?
Yes.
So, such a bonus. She's like, I'm ready, man. How's everybody doing? Have we got things set up for Heather and Brenda?
Bella's ready.
Okay, Bella's ready, and Brenda looks like she might be ready.
I'm faking it.
Ah, yeah.
I can't see my cameras. I don't know what I got on the screen.
I can see a line of boxes. It looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, I think all I see is Karen, so I'm not sure. So
That's okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can't see because I've got Karen spotlighted.
that's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
We'll fix it. If you think you can see it, I'm good then. I just can't see
Yeah,
it.
once we get to you, I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it's good. All
Okay.
right. So you can, if you need to, Karen, turn around to get the dog on her feet, whatever gets her on her feet so she's facing the boxes. And you're gonna start saying her name.
Willow, 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 Willow.
Good, good, good. That's great. Keep going. Go all the way back to the beginning. That's right. Willow's going, this is so weird. What the heck's going on here? Now relax and start doing it again.
Willow, 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 Willow. So she looked at the box the treats was in.
Oh, keep going, keep going. Let's do one more round. She's like, no. she's an environmental protester. Stops dead, right? Let's try it again and make sure your lease is permissive. Say her name.
Willow, 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 Willow.
She says, that's too weird. Go around again. You can tell her she's a good girl. And then try it again.
Willow, 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 Willow.
So she thinks she's not allowed. So this time when you go to walk a little slower. You can
Okay.
you can say her name and just sort of walk just a little bit slower. Doesn't that be a lot slower? Just say her
Willow.
name a little less often.
Willow, 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 Willow.
Let her have it. Let her have it.
Good girl.
Yeah, she's a little stressed. Let's let her have it. She thinks she's doing an obedience exercise. You can point at it.
Good girl.
Yeah, so these dogs have to learn how to be disobedient almost in a way. And some of the herding dogs find that really hard because they think I'm supposed to do X, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so imagine a beagle or something that really isn't that inclined to be following your every word. And they're just like, heck with you, man, right? Whereas she's going, I'm supposed to behave when I hear my name. And you can also try another word in a future time if you're trying this again.
Okay.
If Willow's too strong a word for her, you can use, another word like ball or here or something like that. But that's good. She tried to say no that one time and we moved her on. And then she just went, I'm not allowed. So
Yeah.
good. You can
Doing a lot of obedience with her.
oh, okay. So she's caught up in that. That makes sense. Good. You can put her away, let her go have a break from the weirdness. All right. I can see all those boxes. That looks great. You get to your start line, have a stop for a sec, and then start the name.
Chance, 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 chance.
That's right. Now I'm really tight so he walks back with you. And make sure the leash is somewhat permissive, at least enough that he could go for the boxes. Say his name. He says, I'm weirded out now. That's good. That's okay. Good boy. Because he was going, this is blowing my mind. Am I supposed to follow you? Am I supposed to hunt? What am I supposed to do? So
He thought he wanted to go out, so there he goes.
what's that? Yeah.
He went out.
Yeah, he said that was just a little weird, Mom. I
Yep.
don't know what you wanted, but that's okay. All right, so let's go to Gunner. We have to go back to Karen. She's, all right, let's see what Gunner thinks of this compared to Willow.
Gunner.
Let him have it, let him have it, let him have it.
Boy,
Because you were not only saying his name, but you were pulling on him, and he actually pulled against you and went, no. So that was really great. So he had just a little more resilience to that than your girl did. Is that surprising to you, knowing what you know of him?
yeah, yes and no.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a good boy. That was good, because you added a pull in there. You kind of corrected him to go out of the boxes, and he refused and decided to hunt. So he really, that was actual real hard independence, right? Because, you know, you're pulling on him and he's going, yeah, that's awesome. Good job. All right. All right. We got Heather. Let's see what happens with your girl.
The baby.
You don't have to say her name really fast, but just say it on a regular basis. Oh, let her have it. Good girl. Tell her she's good.
Good girl. Good job.
Yeah. Look at her. She's like, now this stuff, this insistence we just saw, we see that a lot. She has a lot of drive normally to hunt, but when you do this to them and they have to overcome you, it increases their drive. And she was just like trying to go, no, I must smell those other boxes because you're making me miss out, Mom. Right? So that's often what we see. So this actually does a drive building. That's interesting. Okay, that was great. So that was good. A couple dogs got it in the first round, which isn't all that common, to be honest. So that's cool. And with Willow, you know, we'll just play with it. Maybe we'll do a different one next time, but just if you're going to do this in the future, you could use a different word and see that she still is distracted, but isn't thinking she's going against some kind of obedience rule. Cause that's what it looked like. It looked like she was like, this is not right. Right. Yeah. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to just spotlight myself just to make it easier. There we go. Okay. So what I want you to do now is this one is going to be, you're going to have food in your hand. You're going to have them lined up at the beginning. You're going to show them the food right away, just like you had to say the word before they moved. And you're going to put the hide, let's see. Let's put the hide, it was in like what, box 7, second to last. Let's put it in box 6. We're going to move it back towards us a little more because they've seen this now. And you're going to put food right just slightly above their nose height and just kind of keep it there. I mean, you could shake it at them a bit if you want, but it may not be necessary. They may just prance along trying to get the food out of your hand, and that's fine. And you're just going to go around again. We're going to do a few rounds until they insist on going and hunting the boxes, right? Does that make sense? Okay. And you're going to make sure they do not eat the food out of your hand. And the hide that you can have in the box can be, you know, you can have a couple pieces in there. You don't have to have just a crumb in there, right? So is everybody's ready? You guys don't have to change anything. So you're all ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We are ready for Willow. You can start walking and make sure that leash is nice and loose. Loose leash. Loose leash. Loose.
Good girl.
Tell her she's good. Give her a pat.
Good girl.
Yeah. Yeah. That was really well done. She went, I don't care about the food in your hand. I want to hunt. So nice work.
Good girl.
All right.
Girl.
All right. Got Chance. He's like, nice. You can keep showing it to him. Yep, he's ignoring you. Look at this. This is lovely. Nice job. Give him a pat. And you see how insistent he had to get? Tell him he's a good boy. It was really nice. Very nice. That's 2 in a row. Holy smokes. All right. Tell you, my dogs don't do quite this quick with it sometimes. I do this with odor hides. You can do this with odor. All right. So we are at, oh, wait, I was supposed to go back to Gunner. Sorry. I lost the plot. Hold on a minute. All right. I am back to German Shepherd world. All right. Good boy. That's awesome. He's like, no, you cannot make me go for more food. I can resist you.
Stop, boy.
Awesome. All right, we're already over at Heather. Okay.
Dad, come on. Good girl. Good girl.
She just says, sorry, lady. Nothing you're doing is gonna get me. All right. Okay, so now what I'm gonna get you guys to do, let me just, yeah, slide back now. Okay. So now what I want you to do is this is gonna be the rushing one. So what I would suggest you do, you don't have to run. So all you have to do is like lift your chest up and look at a point in your kitchen or wherever you are at the wall and just kind of head there like you got somewhere to go. You don't have to charge really fast, but your energy says, I'm heading there, right? And you're not looking down at your dog, watching your dog like we usually are when we're working with them, right? So your energy just says, no, I'm heading there. And away you go, right? And you start that right from the first moment. And we'll just see if we can get the dog to go past and maybe go with you energy wise. And then you walk back in a relaxed manner and then you start it again. So the walking back in the relaxed manner is to chill out and to just keep their attention, etc. Right?
Okay.
So yeah. So does that make sense?
Yeah, are we putting the hide in box 6 again, or?
No, we're gonna move it up. We're gonna put it in box 3.
Okay.
Yep, we're making it harder. They've been acing this. And so now we're going harder. Oh, we have an escapee. We have an escapee. Good girl. That's awesome. I like it when they want to try to come in there, especially with you got 2 of them, so they get to kind of, who's next? Who's next? So everybody's ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so you watch where you're going. Your leash is permissive enough for them to get to the boxes, but not so permissive that they can just go way, way back and back up and yeah. So you look at your spot on the wall or wherever you're heading and you just go there. There you go. You got somewhere to go. Keep going, keep going, keep going, that's great. Okay, go back to the beginning in a relaxed way.
Okay.
Yeah. And make sure your leash has a nice loop, a nice smile between you and her, and head somewhere. This is great.
Good girl.
Good girl. Go pat her. Tell her how good she is. Yeah.
Yes. Good dog.
That's true independence because you're saying, go, come with me. And you've been doing all this obedience work with her and she resisted you. So that was really well done. Good. That's
Good
awesome.
girl.
That was really well done. All right. This is hard work for them, right? Because they're really having to not listen to you. And the rest of their entire life, they're supposed to listen to you, right? So
Yeah.
it's hard work. They're ready. Nice. Ah, look at that. What a good boy. You guys are acing.
Nice, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
I've never had a class ace this every single time. This is awesome. Like you got your dogs are really, really working against you. Wow. Pretty cool. All right. Back to, oh, sorry, Heather. I keep popping in and seeing you. Hi, Heather. Now I've gone and shared the spotlight with, sorry guys, my ability to handle my computer is not as good. So let me just get to Karen.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, I'm now ready. Same idea.
No, stop.
That was a dead stop for you. Good job. Tell me he's good.
Good boy.
As soon as they find it, your leash lets go, you tell them how good they are.
Good boy.
Awesome. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh my goodness. Pat that dog. Look at her. She's like a shark diving in there. She just like, tell her how good she is.
Good girl.
Yeah. Yeah. She was like, she just went like a shark right in there. So that was awesome. That was awesome. Okay. So we get to do more of them because we're going through so quickly, which is great. Okay. So Do all your dogs like toys?
Yes.
Anybody's dog not like toys?
Gunner doesn't.
Gunner doesn't? Okay, okay. Do you have a thing that you can think of off the top of your head that you think Gunner would be distracted by, whether it's a movement you can make? Let's do, how about
He does-
clap? Go ahead.
He doesn't mind a squeaker ball.
Okay. It might be just distracting enough. So if you guys need to go gather up a toy, I want to try a toy because I think a lot of them have a bit of a toy interest. And I don't know if all the turfs do, but most of the turfs I've met like toys. So yeah, so we're gonna do the same with the toy. Now your toy, go if you think your dog is madly into toys, you can try a less dramatic toy if you want. But if you think that you need a little more for your bang for your buck for your toy, like more squeak, then go for that and we'll try it out. So we're doing the exact same thing. And of course the squeaking thing and all that starts before you take a step. And now you're not rushing, you're not saying their name, anything like that. All you're doing is the toy. So let's just make sure everyone's got a toy before you start there, Karen.
And are we still on box number 3 with the?
No, I think what we're gonna do, let's change it up because they're used to box 3. Since they've been doing so well, let's go with like box 2. Yeah. And because it's box 2, you guys gotta make sure that you start your squeak thing at the start line so that you have a chance to get the distraction going because the box is pretty close to threshold, right?
Yeah, we're done with cat. Stop.
There's a new one. This is it.
Everybody got their toy ready?
Yeah.
We're ready? Heather?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so you can get ready and when you're ready, you can start your walk. Make sure your leash is not tight and start squeak before you move. Uh-oh. Yeah, there you go. Good. Oh, look at your, keep going. She's good. She almost got it. Let's try it again. Oh, she says, I was gonna duck behind you and get it. I was being sneaky. Start the squeaking. Oh, let her have it, let her have it. Tell her she's good. Pat, pat, pat. Very nice. See how insistent that was? That was well done. Yeah, really well done. Especially when she started out being obedient oriented and now we've gone and completely wrecked that for you, just for them work. No, this is correct. Okay, let's go over to Brenda. All right,
I just had to keep making sure I'm not muted.
that looks pretty squeaky. We have interest in toy.
That's weird.
And relax walking back, just relax, yeah. Very nice, this is good. Relax walking.
You're doing something else.
Yeah, well, no, this is good. He's trying to duck him behind you to get it now. Make sure the leash is loose. So this one's really distracting him. Very much so, which isn't surprising. I think they love the toys. Yeah, he's okay.
That's not.
You can line yourself up with the boxes.
Yes. You wiggle, wiggle it out. Good wiggle. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, we'll try it again. The more times it goes, the more they usually end up ultimately having to work against you. So good boy. It shows we really found something for him. So squeaking it less often this time, but still brandishing it at him. You can brandish it towards him, but less squeaking, that's all. Yeah.
Okay. I think you just said less squeaky.
Yeah, less squeaking, and you can kind of brandish it towards him, but maybe not squeak it and see what he does.
I can't hear.
Oh, okay. Good. Good boy. Tell him how good he is. Tell him how good. Good job. Yeah, what I was saying is you can brandish it towards him and less squeaking if it looked like it was kind of blowing his mind, but in actual fact, he ended up overcoming it well there, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely going above the, yeah, the arousal point.
Yeah, exactly. But then he actually, this is the other thing, he actually chilled himself out enough to go and get the food. So that's a great moment because he had to insist, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's why I taught him that wiggle too. That helps just release stuff.
okay, yeah. And you can also, obviously that was a fairly high-end toy for him on some level, probably because of the squeak. You can try this with something that might be, I don't know if he tugs or just something that doesn't make sound that you can just brandish at him instead, you know? So
Okay.
sometimes you can play this with something else that is a little less, and then they insist and then they learn, okay, I just ignore you. Okay, lady, I got it, right?
Okay.
But actually he did well. And I've had dogs go 7 or 8 times with one that's really they're into. The rushing one sometimes and the toy one. Those two ones, some dogs take quite a few rounds. And the more rounds, as much as they get aroused, they also learn how to chill themselves down and that's kind of what happened there too, because he had to actually dig in, and he did. So that was well done because he got himself up and then he had to bring himself down enough to go hunt. So good job. Very nice. All right. Let's see what happens with the boy. Tell me he's good. Tell me he's good. He just literally went, no, nothing you're doing is going to get me today. It's not going to work. Right? Nice job. And he's like, and also he's going, why is there only one hide? Right? He goes, I've been shorted. All right. Let's see what happens with Bella. And Bella.
All right, good girl.
Good job. That was awesome. Tell her she's good.
Good girl.
But that's the whole no, mom, nothing you got. I'm on boxes. You take a hike. Like that's totally, if you watch the video, you can see her just going, nope, nope, no about you, right? So that's cool. You guys, you're doing great. This is great. All right. I'm just gonna put my place spotlight. There we go. Okay. So there's so many variations on this, right? We're going to do something a little different to take them out of this and do something else. I like after I do this, because we kind of suck a little bit out of their money out of their bank account doing this. I like to now start to, spread things out. So what I want to talk about briefly though, is there's a whole bunch of versions of this. There's clapping. You can walk backwards. Some people you can skip. I mean, you can really get away with, depends on your dog, right? You don't want to scare your dog. So there's a whole bunch. You can, different toys. You can think of different words to say. There's a whole bunch of them. But the basic premise is to get them to resist you and just go get the easy hide that's right in front of them. And we saw them all be really successful with a lot of those. A lot of classes, I usually end up having several times. Some dogs have to go around a number of times. And I didn't really have that happen with you guys a lot, which is quite nice. So they really did withstand that well. And it was really nice actually to watch Chance overcome him on his own and get his act together and go and get that on his own, especially given how high a distraction that was for him. So that's quite well done. And the dogs learning how to regulate themselves is just, I can't even tell you how important that is, right? I mean, we have our things we do to try and chill them, but if they can actually regulate themselves, then that's an awesome thing. So, and one of the things I wanted to say is, once you get on odor, you have a lot less, there's your troubleshooting is reduced, right? Because odor is not intrinsically valuable to them, plus stress and odor can be linked together. So I like doing this on primary because you don't have that possibility, right? They're not going to go on a hunger strike. So I like to do a lot of these distraction things, etc., when they're still on primary. So what I want to talk about, so one of the things I want to say before my dogs, myself or my students' dogs go on odor, I work on distractions. I work on handling, like you guys, your own handling, not just handling to bother the dogs, but actually good handling. Inaccessibles, blind searches, blank searches, new environments, more problem solving, more confidence. So just so you get an idea of all the things that I go through in primary. And because it's interesting and the hides can get quite difficult on primary, you can put out some pretty darn hard hides and you can be doing kind of elite level hides. I like you to be able to do like a nosework 3 level search on primary, where you're able to actually read the dog and call that they're coming into a hide and the whole bit before they go on odor. So, and that's as much as those of us that are experienced with it, that with another dog, we have to learn the new dog. And that's the thing I find that's so interesting. I work a number of dogs in my house and I have to handle them differently, and they have different space requirements, how far I am from them. And you'll find that Karen will find that probably with her 2 dogs. She'll have different ways of moving with these 2 dogs. There'll be a difference between them. You know, one dog will need you a little closer than the other one. One dog, what looks like support for one will be crowding for the other, etc. Right? And then as your dog progresses, you'll end up having changes happen where you'll think, hey, I just got the formula down and now all of a sudden the dog wants me further away or closer. That's natural, right? They progress and they learn and they evolve, and we do with them, right? So anyway, just sort of give you an overview of what I tend to do. So what I want to do right now with you guys though is I want you guys to I want you to set up a search in your room, like, you know, move your boxes around, etc. And I'm going to go around and I'm going to let's see how we're going to do this. I think I want you guys to set 3 hides in your environment, and what I want you to do is set them so that the dog can make use of most of the environment, like they can get moving, you know what I mean? So if you have, you know, so that they're not all clustered tight together, we want the dogs to just get out and hunt, because we just kind of messed around with they had to overcome us and win, and now we want them to just get out and just relax and start hunting. So I want you guys to set 3 hides. I want at least one of the hides to be nose height, sort of nose height, or maybe slightly above it, but not much. So something about nose height. And the other hides can be whatever you like. If you want to put a hide in a box, you can. But I would actually, let's stay out of boxes, but you can have boxes nearby. You can use the boxes as a distractor if you want, so that they're blank, but there's no hides in them, etc. So play around with that, and I'll let you guys set up something creatively in your search area to get the dogs out moving and checking.
Okay.
If you need ideas for hide placement, just don't hesitate to ask. You guys let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Bella's ready.
Paula's ready. All right, looks like Karen looks ready. Okay, I'll start getting rid of other people's videos. Go. So what did you set up for your dogs?
I put one on the drawer there at nose level. And then I put one a little lower on the other drawer handle.
Okay,
And one under the chair cushion.
and your dog is working already. We can't see much past the chair, so the camera angle shows us
okay.
the table. I love how your dog is going. I'm going in. Yeah. There we go. Now I can see the stove. All right, that's perfect. And if you have okay, perfect. I can see, yep. Awesome. We are ready when you're ready.
Yes, good girl.
Good job. Low head in the box, and she says, "Oh, drawer handles. I got drawer handle hides. I got them down. I've patterned drawer handle hides.
Yeah.
Kitchens in a search somewhere, and she'll be checking all the drawer handle hides, thinking there's gonna be nice work. That's
Yes, good girl.
oh, there's a whole smorgasbord under here. Awesome. Okay, that's great. Good girl.
Oh, wait.
Says I am still eating. All right. What have you set up for Chance?
Okay, I'm trying to see if you can see him. Yep, I think so. Okay. So the nose height is up on the
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
that's his nose height. And then there's a cluster of labels and stuff, and it's under in there.
Okay, great.
And the other one is on this bottom shelf.
Oh, a threshold. Cool. Good idea.
Kind of.
Yep. Sounds good. Let's see what happens.
Watch where she puts it.
He says, I get to move now. No interference from my mom. Nice. Trying to work that threshold.
Hey, good boy. Very good. Nice, nice, nice. Good boy. The exercise equipment caught him. He's just figuring it out.
This is nice. Nice work. Good job, buddy.
I like your ears when they do that.
And I would suggest you pay him as well, myself, on a primary hide. Just so that's not what I would, that's good job. You can pat him, tell him he's great.
Good boy.
Get
Nice.
out of there. Was he ever fast, eh?
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Good boy.
That's great.
Okay.
All
Good
right,
boy. Good. There we go. There.
Karen. Did you do the same thing for your dog, or Gunner a different story?
No,
Okay.
I did. Thing.
All right.
Yes, good boy.
Says I've got it. Lots to eat, and I'm double checking my work. Oh, while I'm here.
Good boy.
Hi, God. Me and Willow, we're gonna check drawer pulls very carefully in our world now. Nice. Very good.
Yeah, he didn't finish the chair,
We did finish the chair. How much is left? A full hide's worth or just a little bit?
just a couple. Oh, come on.
He says, I was caught up and there would be more drawer handles.
Good boy.
All right. Let's see what Bella does.
Good girl. Good girl, Belle. Good girl.
Very fast. It's me.
Good girl. Good girl.
Nice work.
That's it. Come on. That's it. Good girl.
Awesome. Very good. So if you guys want to run another real quick round, does that work for you?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. I just don't know. I know it's late in some people's place, right? So I think what we're gonna do is, let's see. Why don't we get? Just gonna do that thing where I get someone to place hide in each other's spaces because I think that's a fun game to play. So just give me a sec here. Let me. Okay, let me get some spotlights up here. Replace spotlight. So I can see everybody. Replace spotlight. Okay. So let's see. I've got Karen and Karen. I've got Brenda and Heather. So okay. So I'm gonna get, let's see, so Brenda is gonna put a hide for Karen. And then we'll get Karen first. So then the next dog is Brenda's dog Chance. So we're gonna get, let's see, Karen's gonna set for you. And then we're gonna have Heather is gonna set for Karen. And then we just need Bella. And that, let's see, Karen is set one. So Karen will set for Bella. Okay, I think I got everybody. So Brenda's gonna set for Karen. So I'm gonna spotlight Karen's area. And there we go. So you can tilt your camera a little bit down. Oh, actually it's not too bad. That's not too bad. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna, let's set 2 hides. And you guys are welcome. I don't want them outrageously high, but other than that, whatever you think.
Can your treats balance on one of the rungs of the chair?
Possibly, yeah.
Good idea.
Okay, I'd like, if you can try that, it doesn't matter which rung at this point,
Okay.
doesn't matter. And then what's in the cabinet that's open with no door? I just want to make sure it's safe.
Yeah, it's safe.
Okay, on the second shelf, on the right side, on the shelf.
Okay.
Excellent. Sometimes you can put it against the, oh, look at that, it's staying. I was gonna say, sometimes you gotta put it against the leg, but hey, it worked out.
Yeah, because that's just a little different than where it was.
Exactly, exactly. All right, so let's run the girl and we'll see what she does.
Nope.
She says,
Yep.
not the seat, got my head low. The box is a nice decoy there.
And
Oh, good girl. chewing. Double checking that there isn't something else there. Nice. Good girl.
Yay.
You got it from that angle because it was probably coming from there. So that's wow. Really well done. Nice. Very nice. All right. So we'll give Karen a chance to get her act together, and she's going to, now she's going to do for Chance. So.
Well,
All right. You can have a look and see what you think for Chance for his two.
Did you do anything on the computer desk yet?
not yet, no.
Could we put one on the low shelf of the desk?
The one with the blue thing on it or the one back farther?
Without anything on it?
With the blue thing?
No, without the blue thing.
Without? Okay.
Yeah,
Bottom shelf or middle shelf? Or upper shelf?
bottom shelf.
Got
And then for nose height, is he okay around the machine?
Around this machine?
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
just had one.
She did one on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. But that table in the back by the stairs hasn't, that whole section in that corner hasn't really been done. That's
Okay.
an idea.
could we do, is it safe enough to put something on like where it hinges or?
Is that the table? Is that what you
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, you mean the cross piece of that table by
Yeah.
the stairs, you mean, or by the stairs?
Yeah,
By the stairs? Okay. Yes, it's good on the crossbar. I think
Okay.
I could do that.
Yeah. Anything around stairs can be interesting because the stairs are like a well and they will suck sometimes up the stairs, or there's some weird air things that go on around stairs at times, whether they go down or up. So always kind of interesting to see what will happen. And also, if you think about it, you know, we haven't done it today, but always one of the ways I do things is where have the dogs not been? You know, where did they not check? And those are good places to put hides. I haven't seen her dog over that area that much. So your idea over near the exercise equipment makes sense on that side there.
Okay.
All right. So we got the two hides out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oops, tree fell.
That's okay.
Oops, he picked up one that did. Oops, that got him though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good boy. Nice buddies. Good boy. All the trees are falling. There we go. Good boy. And these all fell. Yeah, there we go. It all fell off.
That's okay.
Boy.
Still in the area. So
Good boy. Yay.
one of the things we can learn from this too, for Brenda, is that he likes to charge in a little bit. He's
Yeah.
excited. So he's a really good candidate for quite a few threshold type hides at times when he doesn't expect, especially if it's a big pile of boxes in the middle of the room that draw him. Meanwhile, your hides are at threshold.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a great little idea for him that you can patterning that, because like one of my dogs, they want to get into the room and get working. They're not immediately turning their nose on as soon as they come in the door sometimes, right?
I think his tail knocked him off, I think.
Hey, that's fine. It makes for a whole different hide, right? So,
It did. Yep.
awesome. So we're gonna do, Heather is gonna look at Karen. So I'm gonna go get Karen up. So you're setting something for her?
The bottom drawer of the stove, can something go in that where you pull it out? I don't know if we've done
No,
the metal steel.
that's a good idea. It's probably
Okay.
tuck in there maybe.
yeah, I can pull it out a bit.
Yeah, or maybe, I don't know if that little recessed if you could put something in there. Is that what you meant, or did you mean? have-
Yes, in the recess where you would put your hand to pull it out.
If it'll go in there, yeah,
Yeah, I can try.
yeah.
And then maybe just like a corner, like move the box and just put it in the corner by the open cabinet. Like, can we,
Okay.
we're doing corner hides?
Some kind of a corner, yeah,
Yeah, but without the box.
without the box there. Good. Yeah.
Okay.
You can even put the box somewhere else as a decoy, like near the chair, since the chair's been a hot item today. I like to take their expectation and break it, and then set expectations, break them, set them, break them. Yeah, so that I would put it, yeah, you can put it there or put it near the chair. I like to draw them to the area that's not real by being sneaky with the boxes. Oh, look at that, it is staying in there. Oh, maybe not. It looks like you might get one in there. Oh no, you're good. Awesome. See that hot cherry. Oh,
Aw.
wow, eh? Hey, you know what? It's cool. I haven't seen the dog check that area. Look at them checking those drawer handles. Oh,
Yes.
good job. Nice job.
Uh,
That was well done. He turned his nose on right away as soon as he finished eating on that stove one. And he walked barely a few inches before his nose was back on working that other hide. And that's a great skill to have for them to turn their nose on while they're eating to look for the next one. So that's pretty cool. Well done. All right, now Karen is gonna look at Bella. Let's get Bella's whole world in sight here.
Can we put a hide by the speaker to the right of the fish tank?
Sure. And you want it, of course, the nose height.
On the ground.
Oh,
Just-
okay.
Tucked against it. On the
Yeah.
okay, maybe tucked in against the stand and the fish
Yeah,
tank. On the right or on the left?
on the right.
The other one, I think she meant the other speaker on the other side of it. Yeah, I think she means in there. In there?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then nose height.
Doesn't necessarily have to be nose height. It's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do it, whatever you think will work. We have door handles there. Karen, you like door drawer?
Or the drapes, the base of the drapes.
Yeah, the drapes would be interesting.
Yeah, okay. Other drapes would be good.
Tucked and move that, not near the box though. Maybe tucked in a little bit, as long as you don't think the drapes might end up in trouble.
Right.
I would move the black box to perhaps over by the fireplace so that the box is not, yeah, exactly. So that she has to overcome the whole box idea. Very nice. Let's,
These two reviews.
what's that?
Oh no, my cousin and that's up, so I said they can come see these dogs.
Look at her charge into there. Holy. Oh, this one's confounded her a bit. She's into box focus. Look how excited she is. Did she get that one? It's hard to see at the box. Nice. She says, yeah, I got work to do though. This is great. So this is a good hide. The curtain hide is a good one. And this is a case where she slows herself down. We'll see if that helps her. Yeah. See how she's getting a little more purposeful, a little less upright and uptight looking. She's starting to try to work this out now. Yeah, and there we have a slow down. And then she's caught it. You see her catching it there. Oh, something scared her. So what you learn from this is there's a lot of box focus, and don't get me wrong, that's a great thing. But you can use this in setting hides for her.
I think if she didn't flip the one box, she would have had it.
So yeah, that sort of weirded her out. She's slowing right down though. There she goes.
Hey, good girl.
Now that's what she needed to do.
Yes, good girl. Good job.
Good.
Super.
That's it.
That
All
was-
done.
Yeah.
All done.
The nice thing about that, Heather, is that she had a little moment, she had a little spook moment, and then she had to go back over there, and she did that on her own and slowed herself down on her own. So that was a little bit like we saw with Chance when he had to settle himself down a little bit to overcome the toy, and he did. So you got the arousal, and they themselves bring themselves down, and then they're successful. It's like you can't get it better. It's like instead of you causing the success, they cause it themselves. So it's got a lot of power to it. So that was great because even after that spook, she was right back in there, right back working, right? And yeah, that was really well done. That was fun to watch. Good. So let me just get you guys all spotted in. Okay. Oh, I keep there we go. Boy, my reading comprehension is not so good. There we go. Okay, so yeah, so you can see how the original thing, we did some distracting, and then we do, I guess you could call it a recovery round. You can call it what you like, but what I'd like to do is hunt drive. So the next class that we do actually next week, we will do some hunt drive stuff where we're really working on that and getting them really hunting. So after I do distraction stuff with the human in this case, I'll transfer over into getting going back to getting a lot of hunt drive going again. So I like to add to go in quadrants like that. So you get a whole bunch of distraction. They maybe they have a harder search, and then the stuff we're going to do next week is what I do after trials with my elite dogs. I do this all the time. It's like a hunt drive game that we play with them. So it's a great kind of recovery. And in the case of what we just did, we kind of did that as well. We took a little bit of money out of their bank account with some of that stuff we were doing to them. Even if they were successful at it, it still takes a little bit out of them. And then we recovered them by getting them to hunt and look for stuff. So, and get to move out into the whole area. So yeah, does that make sense? Yeah. Anybody have any questions or observations?
No.
No? That was good. That was good. Yeah, and in the meantime, like if you guys need any ideas for working their dogs in between, like if you get a chance to do any practicing, just don't hesitate to email me. I'm always come up with ideas. One thing I would suggest though is that sometimes set, say 4 hides, let them run 3, and just take them out before they find the 4th. That's a drive building game. You don't have to do it all the time, but it is definitely something that makes them go, no, I left one behind. It's like, oh yeah, sorry. And out you take them, like you're not mad at them. You just pick them up, take them out, and then make them wait a bit and then let them come back in for that one hide. That kind of thing sometimes can be also really drive building. And it's almost like, and you're just kind of going like, I didn't know there was more hides. Like you're kind of being a dopey person when you do it. And that they understand that you're not deliberately doing anything. They just think, oh, she's lost the plot. Like there's another hide, lady. So that's kind of what you're looking for there. And the other thing I like to do is I'll set some hides. After they finished, I'll let them work blank for 20 seconds or so. So that, and then you put them away. And as much as it sounds, you think, well, there's no hides, but hunt drive scarcity, urgency, all that kind of thing comes from, hunt drive is actually the most noticeable when there is nothing in their nose yet. So when there's nothing left, if they keep trying to find something, maybe it's a bit trickier, maybe mom got tricky, maybe she put it a bit higher, you'll see them start lifting slightly. I don't go on too long, especially with dogs newer to this, maybe 15, 20 seconds even, but instead of ending on a hide, ending on a hide, ending on a hide all the time, sometimes you can throw that in there, and it doesn't have to be every time, but just once in a while, I would tend to throw that out a little bit, right? So, which would be a great Boy, that was fast moving. Chance came in like gangbusters. It was almost like a cartoon. Couldn't see him move. It's like somebody sped up the tape or something. Yeah, so that's the kind of thing we're looking for. And what dogs do in familiar environments is not necessarily relevant to what they do in unfamiliar ones. So this kind of exercise we just did, with the original exercise with the distractors, I don't play that in an unfamiliar environment. I'm not going to throw an unfamiliar environment on top of me being distracting until they're really, really good at handling distractions so well in all kinds of places in your house, and that then you can take them. But if you took them into new environments, I wouldn't do human distraction things. I would just take them out and get them working like they do in your house, you know, where they're able to handle the world. And like I keep saying, easy hides in unfamiliar environments, right? Boxes, take your boxes. Go to a hall, you know, there's a hall or a school or something that's closed, throw out some boxes, super simple. They hunt, they eat, out they go, you know, find another environment, that kind of thing. That thing is worth its weight in gold, whether your dog's on odor or otherwise. I do this with my advanced dogs all the time, because they're in new environments and there's often something distracting, and they're just, so when your dog goes to a new environment, they go, oh, I got my clothes on, my context cue, the collar I put on, the harness, the leash, whatever it is, the sight of the boxes, these contexts, I know what I'm doing. I'm hunting in this new environment, right? And that's what you're looking for. A lot of people go to new environments and they think, I'm going to make it a little bit tricky, or I'm going to start. It's not necessary to do that. If you want to compete, it's actually working in unfamiliar environments on easy hides will actually get you there. Will actually serve you better in competition wise down the road than just about anything else. So plus it's stimulating, whether you compete or not. It's actually stimulating for them to work in new environments, and you just approach it carefully. If they can't eat or they're overwhelmed, you know, keep it super simple, and you can always try that environment another time. That environment, we don't even know half of what's going on in those environments. For all you know, there could be a girl in season next door. There could have been some dog just had a fight in the spot you were in, and there's pheromones around. You know, you don't always know what's causing a dog to go, oh my gosh, I can't work here. So because you don't know, don't worry about it. You know, just think to yourself, I'll try this environment another time, and I'll try another one and try and be successful, right? So it was good, you guys. It was a nice job. Everybody did really well. Willow just totally overcame those initial things with obedience. She sort of said, okay, Karen, you know, your obedience is, forget it today. We're not doing that. And then Gunnar was just like right away from the start. He was like, sorry, Karen, not happening. And then, you know, we saw it with Heather's girl. I mean, she just was like, you cannot distract me. I am on this game hard. And then with Chance, it was great. I mean, he was so on it. Same with all the dogs were so on it. And it was just the toy that got him. But, you know, that's a pretty big distractor. And then he actually calmed himself down, which is actually huge. And we saw that a lot with Heather's dog too, that arousal and then boom, down after that spook. Very nice. So well done, you guys.
Thank you.
very much.
Yeah, I'll let you go. You guys have an awesome night.
You too.
Okay.
Thank you. Glad to have you back.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.